lack of communication. I mean, when Jim Harbaugh said that he's texted Schlissel, he's tried to get a hold of him, and no response.
At the stop sign.
Turn right. I mean, look, I understand football is not the most important thing in a universe.
Turn right. I'm not that University Drive.
But I'm sorry, it's an important part of that school. And for the president of the school not to, even if it's true, get back and talk to the head football coach, or even meet with the team and explain to his students. It's the president's students. Look, they are students, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Why he decided to go a certain way, that to me is deplorable. And maybe I'm just trying to live in a Pollyanna world where everybody's so honest and things like that. But I don't know.
Well, without a doubt, you have disconnect here because you had a conference that put on a schedule 5 days before they shut it down.
No.
There's communication between the football people and the presidents and chancellors isn't there.
It's not at all.
I know.
and that's the thing that makes the Big Ten look so bad right now is everything that's happened in the last month or just a little bit over a month. Can you go back to the schedule launch? That was clearly launched by the coaches, athletic directors, and you could throw Kevin Warren in there, obviously, because he's the one that announced it. But I'm wondering what the presidents and chancellors were thinking when they made this announcement, and everybody got their hopes up that, hey, hold on a second, we're about to have a conversation of shutting things down, and then they do, and there's no reasons giving after 6 days.
Right.
Of the whole Jenga 41. This is a great schedule, a great opportunity. I think we all agree that we could have gotten to this point in mid-September and realized that it wasn't possible and they could have shut things down.
Right.
But it's the lack of effort, and I've said this before. If there's college athletes love and coaches, it's all about effort. Even if you can't go out there and nothing's going right, you can always give effort. It feels like a lack of effort on the administrative side to give these kids a chance to play.
I agree with you. Let's go to Todd in Lake Orion. What's up?
Good morning, gentlemen.
Hey.
Yeah, we all around here want to watch football, but I think you guys are doing a little cherry picking here. You're saying the ACC, the East Conference, you're playing. And, you brought up the Duke, and they're great. But let's be honest. Is Harvard a good school? Is Yale a good school? Is Brown? The Ivy League is not playing football this year. They're not. They're some of the most prestigious, along with Northwestern, they're not playing football. Now, I don't know everything they know. They don't know. You may know more than me. But guess what? I know that they don't have football coaches that make millions of dollars. I know that they don't have their own TV network. So maybe their decisions are not based on recruiting and other things. They're based on the fact that, guess what? We're a university. We have a responsibility to our students and our staff that is based on academics and providing a quality, safe education. Their priorities are different than the Big Ten. Not picking on the Big Ten. I love watching college football. But guess what? If the people at Harvard, Yale, and again, these universities are saying, we're not playing football, guess what? Their motivation is not based on money. It's not based on filling stands. It's not based on getting games on TV. It's based on what's best for their students and their university. So,
you don't think that finances don't play into that either, because they lose money in their athletic department.
John, they have student athletes at those. You have to be a student, and many fine
I had to be a student at Michigan
around the country. But you don't get to go to their university just because you can play sports.
Well, they do. They don't have scholarships, but they do have grant and aid. But hold on.
They don't recruit. They don't spend the money. It's not a meat market.
Todd, I'm agreeing with you. I'm just explaining some things. The Ivy League, they were the first ones to close down conference tournaments when you're in basketball. They were smart. You make a great point in that. But it is different. That there's no doubt that the Power Five is different, and they do have different goals. I don't think any of us are sitting there saying the Big Ten made a mistake in, closing it down. It's just when.
It's when and how.
Right. Just let it happen. And see, if you find out through practice, by contact and all that stuff, it's over, then fine, just shut it down. I just think they were hasty. Danny in Brighton, what's up?
Tony, John, Gov, what's happening, guys? Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm curious because I just listened to what Todd had to say, and I'm on the other side because I'm like, okay, if you don't want to play, that's fine, but I'm with exactly what John said. How and why and when? Like, you did it so the Ivy League canceled before the Big Ten did.
Right.
And the issue that I have is not to get political. It's like, they say, well, we have the data. What's the data? Well, we're not telling. Well, but what's the data? It's almost like a parent telling a 5-year-old, well, just don't do it. Why? Well, because I said so. And I think that
Well, that's not political. That's just being lack of transparency.
Right. Exactly. And I'm curious as to like John's personal thoughts. Since he's an alum, as far as Schlitzel's non-communication with his students.
At the light,
Take
use
Harbaugh
the
aside,
left 2
but
lanes to turn
you're
left.
telling your enrollees, and let's face it, you do have to qualify to get to Michigan and any other
Turn
school
left.
to do anything. So, let's set that Ivy League aside. But like, why isn't he talking to them and just saying, here's what I know?
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
And look, I have a student at both schools, Michigan and Michigan State. I've said this before, just on regular things. The communication that you get from the heads at Michigan State is constant, and they update all the time. At Michigan, it's, hey, we're Michigan. We don't have to communicate. It's the Michigan arrogance has come through in even little things like emailing parents. It's crazy. All right. Heather has news coming up next. Heather?
I sure do. And I'm going to share one man's quite distressing and quite horrible encounter with a snake and why he may never want to go to the bathroom again.
Oh, boy. Oh, my Lord. 97 won the tip.
Who wants to have some fun this weekend? We got all 4 professional sports rolling, and I can't think of a better place to be than to go down to the BetMGM Sports Lounge inside MGM Grand Detroit to take in on all the action. We got baseball, football, hockey, basketball. There's so much action this weekend, and if you want to get in on the action, that's why you got to go down to the BetMGM Sports Lounge inside MGM Grand Detroit. Stop by anytime and place your bets at the live betting window, or do what I did and go to one of the easy-to-use self-service kiosks. BetMGM Sports Lounge welcomes fans back to the excitement of a full betting menu 7 days a week. Whether you live and breathe sports or you're just looking to place a bet on your favorite team, BetMGM Sports Lounge at MGM Grand Detroit is ready to take your single game bets along with parlays, props, future bets, and more. Maybe you can parlay Kansas City in the over tonight if that's what you think is coming in. There's no better place in Michigan to celebrate the return of major sports. Stop by the betting window or the self-service kiosk anytime to get a piece of the action. Get ready to believe in your game again at the BetMGM Sports Lounge inside MGM Grand Detroit. Must be 21 or older.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ 950 AM Traffic Center, this report sponsored by Flame Heating and Cooling. Watching a stalled vehicle northbound I-75 after 9 Mile. Left lane is blocked, leaving only that right lane open. Traffic is now backed up to 8 Mile. Aside from that, a moving work crew southbound I-75 from Adams to Coolidge has the right shoulder closed until 5 p.m. More work here, northbound I-75 from 13 Mile Road to Adams with just a single lane open. That work runs through later today as well. And eastbound 696 from Farmington Road to Orchard Lake Road. A single lane closure underway until 3 p.m. I'm Tracy Nicasco with traffic.
If it sounds like there's 1,000 bees in your air conditioning building a nest, don't hesitate. Call the experts at Flame. That's Flame Heating and Cooling. Go online now to flamefurnace.com or call 888-234-2340. That's 888-234-2340.
Former Vice President Joe Biden.
We have to let people know we're listening, that we not only understand their struggle, but they understand the fact they deserve to be treated with dignity.
Senator Kamala Harris.
Part of the point of freedom is to be free from brutality, from injustice, from racism, and all of its manifestations.
But they're not getting a chance now.
Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have a real plan for police reform.
It means creating a national standard on use of force and conditioning federal funds for police departments on adoption of that standard. It's about giving the United States Department of Justice the subpoena power to investigate systemic police misconduct.
And that's what we're going to do. We're going to change that. I really mean it. I believe with every fiber in my being, we have such an opportunity now to change people's lives for the better. I'm I'm Joe Biden, candidate for president, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Biden for president.
I'm going to guide you through a relaxing talk about cold and flu season. Even though this year is stressful, you're going to feel calm. Because at Rite Aid, our pharmacists are educated in traditional medicine and alternative remedies. So you not only get a flu shot, you also learn how to support your immune system. And rest assured, you're doing your best to protect your health and wellness. Get your flu shot and boost your immune system at Rite Aid today. No cost with most insurance, no appointment needed.
Vaccines will supplies, lab stage restrictions apply in some states. See pharmacist for details.
Whether class is in school, at home, or a little bit of both,
Staples has everything you need to start the year right, and all at amazing prices.
from notebooks to lap desks, folders to noise-canceling headphones.
This week, Staples 2 pocket paper folders and 1 subject notebooks are an incredible 10 cents each. Now that's a back-to-school deal you don't want to miss.
Shop in-store or pick up curbside. School on, save on at Staples.
Ends 9/12. Limit 6. In-store only. While supplies last. Curbside available in most stores.
Why so serious?
In 7.5 miles, if you turn.
Spilled your drink? Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up spills and messes quicker. And each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less than the leading value brand. So you can get back to the party. Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
It's me, your personal info. Remember when I was only in a few places?
Like your wallet.
Your computer. Or a safe deposit box. Well, now I'm practically everywhere. On all your devices. Where you browse, shop,
And bank online.
anywhere you log in.
Your info is out there!
And what you do online can leave you vulnerable to cyber criminals. More threats demand more protection. That's why Norton and LifeLock are now part of one company. Norton 360 with LifeLock provides all-in-one membership for your cyber safety that gives you device security, identity theft protection, a VPN for online privacy, and more. No one can prevent all cybercrime and identity theft, but Norton 360 with LifeLock is your ally in today's connected world, even if your info is on vacation. Sign up today for Norton 360 with LifeLock and save 25% or more off your first year by going to norton.com/news. That's norton.com/news for 25% off.
At Shell, we know from the time you get up to the time you wrap up,
Good night.
there's a lot of meetups, eat-ups, and hurry-ups. So come to Shell and get 3 things done at once. Fill up with Shell V-Power Nitro Plus to help keep your engine running like new. Save up with the Fuel Rewards program and never pay full price for gas again. And snack up with in-store rewards to save even more at the pump. Make the most of the stop you need to make with Shell and engines that continuously use Shell V-Power Nitro Plus premium gasoline. See full terms and conditions at fuelrewards.com.
From muscle pain, body aches, to strains, Blue Emu Maximum Arthritis. It works fast and you won't stink. Its unique formula with emu oil penetrates deep to relieve arthritis pain, sore muscles, joints, and more.
97.1 The Ticket and CBS Sports Radio 1270. Your homes for the NFL on Westwood One. The Kansas City Chiefs host the Houston Texans Thursday Night Football. Pre-game at 7:30 on CBS Sports Radio 1270.
All right, it's news time, and here's Heather.
All right, so a high school student in New York was suspended after going to in-person classes on his remote learning day. So they're doing a hybrid where sometimes you're in school, other days you're at home learning from your computer. And the senior says he was sent to the principal's office after his first hour teacher noticed that he was in class when he shouldn't be there. And the principal had sent him home, but instead of going home, he decided to stay the rest of the day at school. He was later suspended for 5 days, and the school says, hey, even the next day, despite his suspension, he showed up back at school, and I guess it even prompted a police response. And of course, now he and his parents are upset because they believe that virtual learning is not learning at all, and that all students should be in the classroom. Now, I do understand where they're coming from because I believe all the students should be in the classroom, but I also understand that they're just not, and that there is new rules in place, and this school district has said, hey, we're doing a hybrid learning. And I mean, I understand you kind of just got to follow rules for now until or when things go back to normal.
Yeah, I'm basically,
And then I think
I'm
of-
basically a rule follower, whether I agree
Yeah,
with it or
I am
not.
too.
I don't feel like getting arrested.
Agreed. I mean, I
And
It is
whether we
funny,
agree
though.
with the rules or not, they're there.
Right. Exactly. And they are there, and if you're going to cause a disturbance too, I mean, that's something different. But it is interesting to think about kids or students being suspended during this time. Because, I mean, he's doing virtual learning anyway. Most kids are. So it's like, go home, log into class. It's just so bizarre to think about.
So is he
somebody
not
being
allowed to log
suspended.
into class?
I mean, I would hope he is, right?
Well, if he's suspended,
I don't
he's
know. It
probably
would
not.
be really silly. But that's so dumb.
Of course it is.
Suspensions are really dumb when you really think about it. We're going to punish a student by making them skip classes, where really you're just punishing the parents because then they have to figure out childcare or they have to skip work. It's just really, when you think about the whole idea, it really is just strange.
Yeah. In-house suspension, that is the worst because you didn't get the payoff for the fact that you thought you were going to have a day off.
Exactly. Georgia football games this season will be missing a very well-known attraction. UGA, the school's live bulldog mascot, won't be present. Why? Because of COVID-19 protocols. So basically what they're saying is that the field is basically a bubble. It's considered a bubble, and only people that are considered essential are allowed into the bubble or onto the field. And unfortunately, UGA at this moment is not considered essential. So the last time that UGA was not on the sideline for a home game was November 21st of 2009. 11 years ago, when I guess UGA 7 had died suddenly 2 days prior.
Well, that's bogus. I mean, maybe keep it in a cage if worse comes to worst, like they do with the LSU
Well, but I don't necessarily think it's the dog. It's probably the dog handler.
And it's the commotion around the dog that everyone. Dogs always cause oohs and ahs. People want to come see the dog, and then there's crowds of people wanting to see UGA and get close to him, and I think that's what they're worried about too. But I guess it's okay. I'd rather have UGA at home than be in a cage on the sideline. That's for sure. And I'm sure
I don't know about
agree with me.
Give somebody else's leash. People can stay away.
Yeah, I know. LSU just announced that they'll be allowing nearly 26,000 fans at football games this season, but they say there will be no tailgating on campus. So the school made the announcement on Wednesday, noting that fans will still be required to wear face coverings and observe social distancing guidelines. And they say at 25% capacity of the stadium, that will be just over 25,000 fans. So there you have it. I guess it's pretty
Stadium.
cool.
Yeah, I've never been there. I heard it's obviously a cool scene on television. I'm sure it's great there, but look, how did they say are students getting tickets or boosters?
Yes. So they said the school will not be selling single game tickets. It said season ticket holders should expect a reduced allotment of tickets so that all can attend games, and they say student tickets will be made available.
As long as the students go.
Yeah.
Yes.
And hopefully maybe can the band go?
I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't heard any stories about the band, but they definitely create a different atmosphere, so I would hope the band could go.
I mean, if you had a student section on one side, the band on the other, if nobody else got in, that to me would create enough of excitement, especially as a viewer, to be able to hear the band.
For sure.
It would be awesome.
The band definitely makes it. Okay, so listen to this. There's a man in Thailand who may never want to sit down on a toilet again after his junk was actually bitten by a 4-foot-long snake that was hiding in the toilet. The story, it's just horrendous. It's shocking. And it happened, I guess, it happened on Tuesday night. The guy's 18 years old. He says he suddenly felt tremendous pain moments after he sat down on the toilet. He says he jumped up, he ran for his life with his pants around his ankles, and he says that as soon as the snake let go, blood was spraying everywhere. And there's some photos, and it is quite disturbing to see these pictures of the bathroom. Paramedics arrived. They had to take him to the hospital. He needed 3 stitches, and they say this snake was captured and released by animal handlers.
They let him go.
Yeah, they let him go.
Then turn right
Thank
onto
goodness we don't have those type of issues here, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You've never been in the men's toilet yet.
Oh gosh! Oh
Just
gosh!
saying. Just saying.
Ugh. 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 Gross. We were talking about Ellen DeGeneres yesterday and all these rumors or people complaining about her creating a toxic work environment. And now even somebody who works at her home issued a statement saying how awful she was to work for. And I guess before Ellen actually announced that she was going to do a new season of her show, Steve Harvey had some strong words of advice for her. So he actually did an interview with Entertainment Tonight, and he addressed the controversy surrounding Ellen, and he said that if he were Ellen, he would just walk away.
Ellen's got a lot of money. If I was Ellen, I'd just walk away. She got enough. I wouldn't let him drag me down like that.
So he's basically saying, hey, just don't do the show anymore, be done. And he did say, hey, he's known Ellen, he's been on her show before, he's never seen any of the things that people are accusing her of, and he says she's one of the coolest people he's ever met. So, she did say she was going to address all of these allegations on her show next season. So, I don't know. I mean, I think she's got to enjoy doing that show, or she would just walk away. She does have a lot of money. She doesn't need more, but I'm guessing she has enjoyment out of that, or she signed a contract that she can't get out of or something. But
Right, it's going to cost her.
I'm just surprised that she hasn't really addressed any of this. I mean, she wrote a letter that was released, and we all read it, that she wrote to her, the people who work on her show, but she's never released any big statements surrounding these accusations, so she's really just kind of waited to say anything. So I'll be curious to see what she says. But I like Ellen.
Yeah, I mean,
guess I'm biased.
she's pleasant enough. But this,
She seems like it.
when you have enough
Like she
smoke,
comes across that way.
when you have enough smoke, there's definitely fire. So I'm not doubting.
Yes. Finally, you guys, here's a story you definitely don't hear every day. There's a police officer in Georgia who had a run-in with probably the baddest kid around. She got into her vehicle to find an unruly goat had taken over. There was a goat in her police car. It was eating her paperwork, and then it jumped out of the car and actually headbutted the officer in the knees, knocked her on the ground before it ran away. And of course, there's some video. I think it was captured on her body cam.
Wow.
So you can see some of the footage of this unruly goat. It's pretty funny.
She's not allowed to go to Georgia football games either.
No.
Just like Uga.
Just like I.
All right, thank you, Heather. Coming up next, the visit with Mike Tirico, NBC Sports, as the NFL season begins this season.
Hey everybody, Nick Costos here with a Bet Rivers Sports Betting Minute brought to you by Bet Rivers Sportsbook. Pro football is back, and the Chiefs are around a 9-point favorite against the Houston Texans. Now, I like Kansas City to win the game, but I think the Texans can easily cover the spread. It's a lot of points. The back door is going to be open for Deshaun Watson the whole game, and I love this Texans passing attack. That's it for this Bet Rivers Sports Betting Minute brought to you by Bet Rivers Sportsbook. I'm Nick Costos. Keep it locked here for more throughout the day.
Want to win $5,000 just for picking football games? BetRivers.net has a weekly football contest where they're giving away $5,000. That's $5,000 each week. And the entry cost is free. Go to BetRivers.net and sign up for your free account.
The destination is on your left.
You're ready to enter your picks each week. Don't miss your chance to win. Go to BetRivers.net today.
Arrived.
That's BetRivers.net. Must be 21. See official rules for details. We've all been to quite a few fundraisers over the years, and in many cases, it's because